Well, you know, there's no denying that summer is really kind of here now. And one of the things we love to do is we love to grill and be outside in our gardens. And so I'm here with Sarah Ori at Portland Nursery on Stark Street. And Sarah, we're going to be talking about herbs because this is the time to get them in the ground.
It is, and there's nothing better than walking out your back door and taking some herbs in for a fresh meal.
You know, and I love them too because they do great in containers, they do great in the garden, so there's a lot of options for people to grow them. So let's just start right down here at the end and talk about them.
Okay, well first I started out with some cocktails that everyone needs their summer cocktails. This is a stevia plant, and many of you are probably familiar with the stevia sugars, and this is good for diabetics.
Yeah.
It's very, very sweet, but doesn't have any sugar content.
Well, and it really is sweet. I mean, it's got several. I think it's like 300 times the sweetness of sugar.
Yeah.
And it's delicious right
off
off the plant.
I think it says maybe even like 3,000 times, which I don't know how you get that sweet.
I don't. So yeah, that's a lovely plant. And this is the lemon verbena.
This is lemon verbena, one of my favorites. It smells just like Fruit Loops, I think, and some spearmint. So. Between these three, you can come up with all kinds of drink concoctions.
And the mint, you know, a lot of people are kind of scared of mint because of its aggressiveness in the garden.
Yes, rightfully so. Mint, you definitely don't want to plant in the ground. You want to have it in a pot. It's very aggressive.
Yeah.
So if you put it in the ground, you will have mint for the rest of your life.
Yeah. And, you know, I found, too, a lot of people use mint that are like in Lebanese cooking, Asian cooking, a lot of it. So it's great for beverages, too, and cooking. It covers both.
Definitely. And you think of spearmint, peppermint, but I mean, there's apple mint, pineapple mint, chocolate mint. Yeah, I mean, all kinds of different mints that can add so many different flavors to whether it's food, you know, teas.
That's true. And they're clearly easy to grow. Now, what is this next section we're going to cover?
So this is more of some like food-related herbs. I've got a nice sage here, and some tarragon, rosemary, thyme. So all of these
sing a
are,
song there,
just
didn't
like
you?
keep going. Quite a lineup here of different herbs that can be used. You know, these are very popular, common herbs that I think people see a lot. Well, maybe not the tarragon, but.
And they really are kind of pretty much all of these are Mediterranean. So I would assume that they're going to all like kind of the same kind of setting in the garden. Mm-hmm.
They will. They'll want full sun, definitely, good drainage, and not too much water.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of times people can overwater herbs.
Yeah. Well, when you think of the Mediterranean, they're not known for their continuous rainfall, are they?
Yeah. No. And especially if they're outside in the ground, you know, watching if it's been raining and, you know, just checking on them and making sure they're doing okay.
Now these look like the parsley family. What are we going on to next?
Yes, we've got some cilantro here. Parsley, and some sorrel. And you were just mentioning a trick that you'd heard about cilantro.
You know, that's true. If you at N&M Nursery, they grow a lot of these herbs for you all too. They get like 5 or 6, sell them to a customer, and then when you plant them out, you just put them like in a circle and go out and cut the whole plant off every week, and that way, by the time you get down around your corner, the other one's grown again. So whether you use them all or not, it's a great way to keep, if you love cilantro, and a lot of people do, that's a great way to keep that fresh cilantro going for the whole season.
And that's one of the most common questions that I get about cilantro is how do I keep it from bolting? And especially, you know, now with cilantro too, it does like a little bit less sun than a lot of the other herbs. So keeping it in a slightly more shaded location is going to help. But, you know, if it's in an herb garden with everything else, you know, it's probably going to get full sun.
Yeah, and if you're cutting it that often, then you're really going to help with the sun too. If all you have is a bright sunny area, you could still be cutting it every day.
Excellent trick.
And what is this beauty? I like this.
That is sorrel. It's a leafy green. A lot of people do use it as an ornamental, but it can be used in salads, adding some color, excellent flavor, kind of a little spicy. One of my personal favorites.
Yeah. In fact, I love that you mentioned, you know, using it as an ornamental because so many gardens now have both edibles and like where you used to just see perennials. So it's a great combination to mix together.
Yeah, and I'm really loving the just seeing that. And there's so many fantastic edible plants that can be decorative.
True.
So
now here's yours, isn't it?
Yes, the mother of all herbs here. We've got some basil. Everyone is just in such a hurry to get our basil. This is actually our last basil right now.
Oh,
but
good
I'm
grief.
sure we'll have more by the time this airs. Yeah. But this one is so great for fresh sandwiches. Everyone loves their pesto. I mean, the things you can do with basil are endless, and it's such a fresh herb. And right now is finally the time when it is ready to plant. So
yeah, we were all tempted to plant it earlier because we want it so bad, but this is the perfect time to put it in. Well, you know, if you're saying to yourself, I want to really get outside. I want to use the grill. I want to try some new adult beverages. I want to really get in my garden and have some fun. Come on out to either of the Portland nurseries. They have a wonderful selection of herbs. Get that stuff growing in your own garden. Thank you so much, Sarah.
Thanks, William.